Hi, hello, welcome to Spell a Day. We're covering a spell every single day from the PHB 5e +3. Those are the homebrew, that's the +1 at the moment. Head back in the playlist to find it. Today's spell is Fly.
That is bullshit blazing, to my heart is blazing.
Third level transmutation, casting time of 1 action, range of touch, components verbal somatic material, a wing feather from any bird. Duration, concentration, up to 10 minutes. You touch a willing creature, the target gains a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration. When the spell ends, the target falls if it is still aloft, unless it can stop the fall. At higher levels, when you cast this spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each slot level above 3rd. Whew, few points. Yeah, everyone would have this. Everyone, any caster who can get Fly is going to pick it up. NPC, and likely I can tell you from your game's players, Fly's mobility option is just amazing. It's a 3-dimensional plane compared to the 2-dimensional one that you're stuck to on the ground. Occasionally 3-dimensional if you have area, you know what I mean. Being able to immediately go over obstacles, being able to immediately just bypass terrain. A mountain? Ravine? Is there a river we gotta cross? No problem, I'll just cast Fly. I will admit though, there were a few things I had forgotten about it, but that just still does not counter the fact that Fly speed is amazing. There's a reason a lot of DMs just straight up ban certain flying race options so they can have it 24/7. And if you're properly using a flying creature, it's already scary. But then if you're using a flying creature that can pick up spells and ranged weapon attacks, you've just stopped all melee. All melee. You can't. The moment you cast Fly, only another thing with flying movement and ranged options, if you're in range of either of those, can hit you. So sorry, martial fighters, sorry, melee-based rogues, sorry, barbarians. This is why you usually carry an additional ranged option, like a javelin, bow, crossbow, whatever, to switch to, but let's say if you have a fighter with a big magic sword, or an angry monster, or a troll who's just melee. Players, characters, NPCs have versatility in what they can equip. When it comes to monsters that are just melee focused and don't have Fly, you've outclassed them, you've won that encounter. You've got 10 minutes to pepper them. Or just go past them, you don't even need it, they're not hindering you anymore. Or if this is an extermination mission, again, bring range, Alchemist Fire. Anything really, even just objects to drop, because now they have fall damage being added to them when they hit. Again, Fly is a massive, massive thing. Scouting? Well, you already have Find Familiar and other magic to handle that, but like, 10 minutes, 60-foot range, or not a 60-foot range, 60-foot fly speed. That is a fly speed, keyword there, you can dash. 120 foot per turn if you're dashing. 10 minutes, flying. The things I had forgotten about this spell. It's touch, and starts out as single target. I thought Fly had a 15-foot range? I don't use this on my NPCs often because I don't like the spell's level. So I don't use it that often. Hear me out. I keep saying hear me out. This goes into some world building and balance stuff, and it's a similar reason I ruled Fabricate the way that I do. It had 2 ratings separately depending on interpretation, and I decided to interpret one way because in the setting and the campaign I run, it reflects the way magic and the setting is built. Fly being accessible by any 5th level spellcaster and can be given to anyone, because it's a touch, it doesn't have to be yourself first. I'm sorry, but an assassin flying through a castle window, all those guards, walls, defenses, entirely useless. You could just have a sniper, not even a sniper, but like a heavy crossbow rogue flying in the dark at night, shooting into a window. He's nowhere close, he's just flying in the air outside of the castle's foundry and walls. Again, going over, this also instantly makes any physical obstacle that you have to travel across, or any pit in a dungeon, any ravine, any bridge, any river, the scenarios we talked about previously, mountain ranges, just fly over it. Just fly over it. 3rd level spell. Now, you run into the balance of like, well, you have to upcast if you want to hit multiple targets, but the fact this can already hit 1 target. Yes, when it comes to moving a whole party over some of these obstacles, oh no, depending on the size of the party, you're already fixing that with a 6th level spell slot. That's 4. That's 4 players. 4 players, 6th level. I'm running a game with 3 players, so they only have to cast at 5th level. And the smaller you go, and the less people you need to travel that far, easier it is. There are some things, it's the same reason for enlarge and reduce. Okay, now I'm sorry. I apologize for the heated feelings about this spell, because at the moment, when it comes to my setting, there are some things in their model of magic-wise and effects that some spells just don't add up to on the way you access them. Fly being 3rd level is one of those. One thing I did get wrong, I thought Fly had an inbuilt Featherfall with it. I don't know what homebrew I had heard that had that. Maybe a stream I saw a long time ago, and that just kind of, because I don't use it that often for NPCs, that kind of just got stuck in my head. Or my players already have Featherfall, or I've never had a player have Fly break in the middle of combat. Except once, I think, and they were already on the ground. Or near the ground, only a 5-foot drop. But a wizard casting Fly, 3rd level, what's the point of the broom? I guess to keep concentrating. It's good. World building implications wise, everyone's gonna pick this up, every spellcaster. Being able to fly, even if it's just for base utility of, oh, I don't wanna walk up these stairs or this building, I'm just gonna go straight up top. It's good. Wanna send a rogue in, wanna send a fighter in, you wanna get your barbarian over the moat and that wall, no problem. It's touch. A wizard just flying over a village who also then just has fireball, just like, well, just napalm it. It's a bombing run. Or the drone strike. Okay, I had a Warlock player in one of my games have Fly. Also had Eldritch Blast with the Spell Sniper and Eldritch Spear. The range was ridiculous. What was it? It was like 500 something, 480, 440. I can't remember the exact numbers of it. Range-wise, the exact numbers don't matter too much. What matters is if they weren't in a secluded or enclosed dungeon, and if this was in an open area or open sky at least, cast Fly ahead of time before immediately heading into the combat, fly over them, casting down Eldritch Blast, and then only the ranged things could hit them. From a very far range, which means a lot didn't. They'd be at the max. There's no fall off. Eldritch Blast just stops. It still does full damage over its range. It's not like range attacks that now have disadvantage to hit, or some spells that also just end at a certain range. I think we called it the Eldritch Satellite. But the fact that it's just 3rd level, and in that situation, Warlock can already upcast it to where it's hitting 2 other people, get 4 of those per short rest. It's too much of a strategic bonus that I don't see it coming up everywhere, and I think it's too low level for that, or at least too optimal for that. That's part of my opinions on it. And the short of it, spells wise, 10 out of 10. It's Fly, 10 minutes. The sheer mobility that offers you, the sheer utility. It's touch, it's on a willing creature, it doesn't even just have to be yourself, and then upcast to hit another. It would be world-changing as well. No spellcaster would not pick this up. If they could. 10 out of 10.